Hello, welcome to another Grandmaster Nightfall guide. Today we're looking at the Proving Grounds Grandmaster Nightfall Season 15 of Destiny 2. Do not let any other guide video fool you. This is not easy, there's nothing easy about it. But we're going to get into it and take a look. That being said, please like and subscribe if you find this video content helpful. Okay, so let's get right into it with my tips, tricks, and recommendations for this strike. You are going to see unstoppable and barrier champs, so keep that in mind when building your loadouts for this strike. A couple must-have weapons, in my opinion, for this strike is going to be Ariana's Vow for anti-barrier, because anti-barrier auto rifles are terrible, and Threaded Needle is just a monster in all content this season. As far as my fire team loadouts, I use the Messenger Pulse Rifle for Unstoppable, Ariana's Vow for Anti-Barrier, and of course Threaded Needle, and I threw Major Spec on it to hit the champs harder. I ran Middle Tree Void on my Titan for Banner Shield, with Ursa Furiosa, of course. Tactical Fork ran a Sniper Rifle with Vex and Threaded Needle. If you don't have Vex, I'd recommend just copying Wispy's loadout, as to Ariana's is also good to have. And Tactical Fork was our other Banner Shield Titan. Luscious Ham was running Ignition Code with Blinding Grenades, Shadow Price, Auto Rifle for Arc and Anti-Barrier, and then Sleeper Simulant, and was on Well of Radiance with the Stag for his exotic. Some mods to consider. I'm not going to read them all, just pause the video, take a look. There's two I want to talk about. First one, Power Preservation. This is for the Banner Shield Titans. This will let you produce more orbs, because you usually only produce 7 out of a super. If you use this mod, you can make more to make chaining Banner Shield easier. This is a Stasis Helmet mod. The other one, Striking Light, is an Arc Gauntlet mod. This one is really good for staying alive while you're sprinting. I recommend checking those two out. They were helpful for me in particular. So now we'll go through each encounter and kind of talk it out, things to look out for, just little tips and tricks here and there that made it more manageable. Definitely not easy by any means. For the Unstoppables, make sure you're shooting the tank, not their head. That's their big crit, is the tank. You'll do a crap ton more damage if you're shooting their tank and not their head. So make sure you're doing that. So when you come in, you'll have an unstop here. As you move up, you'll also see a barrier champion down here, along with, of course, ads just flying over the place. Take care of the barrier quickly if you can, because if you don't, it will run all the way back, and it's kind of annoying when it gets back there. So try to burn down the barrier from here best you can, and you're essentially going to work your way down the left side of the map. And we'll see that here in the video. You'll have one more unstop over here to deal with. Once that's dealt with, and a couple more ads, the big guy is going to come out of the door there, along with an unstoppable champion. Deal with them at range from this spot. You're relatively safe as long as you just use that big rock for cover. Once you deal with those ads and damage the boss enough, he's going to go into a shield, which we'll see here in a second, after we deal with this boss in fast mode. You see, we just kind of pelted him from behind the rock. No big deal. Ads will come out of this little box. I like to Banner Shield rush them and stun them all. You don't have to, because we also had blinding on top of that, so I didn't need to do that, but I did. Once those guys are all taken care of, you got to deal with the guy in the bubble. So here is my strat for dealing with the bubble. First, kill that turret, because it will probably still be there, because you push from the left, not the right. Make sure all the red bars are clear before you do this. You can literally just walk in the bubble, position the thing in the middle between you and him, and he will just shoot you, try to shoot you but he can't because the thing's in the way. I was literally able to unload multiple rounds of primary into this thing, and he didn't move or shoot me or hurt me at all. It'll take about a full clip of Arianas to down this thing. But I tried to save a little bit of ammo since I was safe. Then you'll just finish that guy off, and then you're moving on to the tank room. This is where fire teams go to die. So before you drop, make sure you kill as much as you can before you drop down here. Killing these couple of lads is what spawns the rest of the champions in, so you can deal with them. The 2 interceptors in the front, you can also hit from up here, so I'd recommend just plinking away at them because they can one-shot you once you're down there. So this is where chaining your Ursa Furiosa Titans will come in handy. You can either go in the middle like we do, or pick a right or left side by the big walls. I've seen teams do different things. What usually worked for us was staying in the middle the best we could. If we weren't able to chain properly, which we had a few issues with that, just because of Well of Radiance, which we'll see here in a second. But essentially, you want to pop down, you want to burn this guy up here in the front if you can, as quick as you can. One of the barriers just blind the crap out of you. Hit them, hit the snipers. There's one on the left, one on the right of these platforms. Make sure you communicate with your team when that banner is about to run out so you can effectively switch. So the problem here is that banner shield doesn't work correctly when standing in a well. So I'm not getting my banner ×2 perk, which makes the super last a lot longer when allies are near you. That does not work if you're standing in a well of radiance. So that's why we weren't able to really chain effectively here. So, and that's the case, and then it happens. Just move to either left or the right. We tended to gravitate towards the left. We kind of liked it over there. So just adapt. And with that ×2 resist rift, that helped a lot from the Warlock to help keep us alive. And every time his shield cracks, he gets a fresh rift. So its uptime is almost constant. So while we were back here, we just tried to get rid of some of the red bars, which are kind of the sleeper enemies, because the grenade modifier that's on this strike, they throw a crap ton of grenades at you. So killing the red bars is not a bad thing to do first. Then once we were kind of set back up, we moved back to the middle to try and deal with the barrier champ, just because it's so much easier to see from up top there. So once you've dealt with all that, you'll have one interceptor in the back, deal with him, gather your ammo, you're in it for round 2. We like to hang left, like you see here, and deal with the sniper, and then wait for that barrier champ that comes out, and as soon as he comes out, we melt him. So we got banner shield up, he's coming down the hall, and sometimes you can actually melt him before he gets his shield up, if you get him right when he comes out of the door. And that'll take a lot of heat off of you early with those tanks coming out. So I recommend, if you have 2 Ursa Titans, or maybe even 3, we like doing 2 with 1 well. I think it worked out great when well wasn't interfering with the banner shield. We just had to be mindful of that, really. Even with the Ursa nerf, we were able to chain pretty effectively, especially with power preservation helping out with the extra orbs. And in the case where we couldn't chain, we had a well ready to pop down to help give us some extra health. The thing to keep in mind in this room is not to stand too close to the wall there, because of the splash damage from the tank will kill you. Having solar resist on can help with that, but you don't want to take those hits. They hurt a lot. You want to deal with all the ads appropriately and ignore the tanks, is what we did, and deal with the tanks last from the middle underneath the bridge. They can't really hit you. What we found out is if you kill both tanks at around the same time, the ads will actually de-aggro, or maybe not de-aggro, but they become much less aggressive when both tanks are down. So we would get both tanks really low, get back to our spot, and then try to down both tanks at around the same time, which we didn't do a great job of in this run, but we got it done quick enough. And you'll see the difference as everything starts to come out. And stuff is kind of rushing up the bridge. They're all jumping. They're coming up the middle. Very poor communication here. Should never have 3 supers popped at the same time. That was terrible. This is what you don't do. But we made it work. It was fine. We were crapping out enough orbs to where it didn't really matter. So once that other tank is gone, you'll notice everything kind of just starts to head back, and it's a lot less hectic. I don't know why, but that's what happens. And we were able to really just sit back here and plink away at everything. And we liked to push up to this pillar to deal with the barriers that were there with banner shields. Worked out no problem at all. Easy melt. Once those enemies are dead, you're done with the tank room. Congrats. We're gonna move on down this hallway, through this door, shoot these enemies through this door. I'm gonna try and buzz past this a little bit quicker because this video is already getting long. Grabbing the orb is what makes this door open. So be ready for these Cabal to come charging out of this door. Once you do that, you'll have an anti-barrier over on the right guarding the orb dunk spot. Dunk the orb, that will open the next door. Thing to keep in mind here is killing the named champion across the way is what spawns the wave of enemies behind you, so make sure you kill that guy last, then hop over to that spot where the ball is to safely take them out from a distance as they meander on through that door. Once you dunk that last orb, you'll get one more set of enemies through here with a couple champs. Then you're on to the boss room. So, boss room, manage balls. Oven is your friend. Again, watch the balls. Round 1, we're going to play by the oven. The only enemies you're going to see are some red bars and the boss. Have 2 of your teammates go back where we are. Pick a side, whichever is your favorite. 3rd teammate will start the encounter by interacting with the right approving. Once your teammate does that, titles chosen will spawn immediately shooting balls. So be prepared for that. The oven is safe to go through quickly while it's on. You can do a little hop step and get through there just fine. I know on my Titan I could glide through without even touching the floor. Do not be afraid to use your super in here if you feel like you're in trouble. The red bars will come down. They run away. They run right where Keitel's chosen is. So they kind of run out there. So kill what you can and then use the oven for cover. Hopping in and out. You can tell when it's on, it makes a sound and it'll burn red. So really all you're doing here is killing the ads, focusing the boss, getting his health down to where he triggers his first shield. So he'll summon his shield. You're gonna have 2 unstoppables come out and balls. So either play where we are or the left side of the oven. We're still playing by the oven. Burn this guy as soon as he comes out of the door. We had our warlock pop a well for us to keep us safe. A banner shield could work too. The other unstoppable spawn by the other door. He usually comes right over the edge here to come see what's going on. And use your heavy. I would save all heavy for these champs and not use it on the boss until all the champs have been dealt with. So make sure these guys go down. And again, watch out for the balls. There are 13 sets of balls, and Keidel's Chosen will actually stop shooting the balls anytime there's a round where that Keidel's Chosen starts shooting balls again. So once those champs are dead, it's safest to wait out the balls before going in to pop the shield. And it's really just a case of having fire team members draw aggro, the other fire team member going in, getting off pop shots on it as you can. I don't have any cure-all strategies for this. It's really staying focused. So for round 3, we're just stay near the front, kill red bars, that's our only enemies. Watch out for balls and focus the boss. It's a good time for supers. If you need a banner shield here, we definitely did to help with the managing balls and ads, and also Keidel Chosen shooting at us from the back. Again, don't be afraid to pop supers when you need them, because even red bars will destroy you in Grandmasters. So no harm there. Once Keidel's health is down enough, you're going to stay in the front. The balls won't really come this far. You're going to have 2 unstoppables come out of those same doors. But we don't want to deal with the balls coming down and the unstoppables. And Keidel's sitting up on top of the oven, so we would just pop a well back here. Sometimes these unstoppables will teleport right in front of you. This is why I'm ADSing very aggressively, waiting for that unstoppable to pop up. We did have some teleport issues here. And it cost us a couple runs, so just be wary of that. Have your heavy ready to go to burn these guys down. It's also going to be safe to just go ahead and wait out the balls again till there's no more balls coming out, and then I liked to have someone sit out here and just call out where Keidel's Chosen is, because it's hard to see when you're on the side of the oven there to see if they're by you or not. Final round, you're gonna play by the oven. Watch the balls, kill the red bars, finish the boss. There's no giant threats. You've killed all the champions. Use your super, whatever you got to do to get these guys down. Again, the red bars are going to go towards the middle. They're not going to play you aggressively if you stay over here by the oven and just kind of play back and forth here, using the oven for cover as you need it. And you can see I can float through there while the oven's on. Didn't touch me. You can stand in the middle on the railings and generally be okay. Do all these things and you have completed Proving Grounds on Grandmaster difficulty. I try to keep this as short as I could. There's a lot to go into on this particular Grandmaster. It's the most detailed of all the guides that I've done. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any further questions, let me know in the comments. I'll answer to the best that I can. Hope you all have a great day. I'll see you soon.